Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Geoguessr. We are doing count 'em, two Pro Leagues today. We have the Stay-at-Home League, which is Leg 7, and we also have the Roar World Season 2, Leg 15. They both end in about an hour, so by the time this goes up, which is going to be 3:30 p.m., just to give a little extra flair, both leagues should be done. If they're not, I'm going to have to just make sure that we know what time they do end. That way we don't post these while these are still active. But we're going to be doing both today. I think we're going to start with the Rural World. That way our confidence is extremely low, so that when we go into Quarantine Madness, aka Stay-at-Home League, we could bring our confidence up. But that is the plan for the day. Both relatively short. Stay-at-Home is a minute 20. Rural World is a minute per round. So we shouldn't be here all day. But let's get into it. We do have the sun to our north. It feels like terrible coverage. It's also really... sun's to our south. So we are in the northern hemisphere. We have a really crappy dirt road with a white divider line. It looks like the car's on the right-hand side. We have relatively flat. That's not a USA sign, so we're not in the USA. With crappy roads and what could be Gen 4 coverage. I wanted to say Russia. I don't think it's the Baltic areas. I don't think it's Nordic. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's the Netherlands. But for some reason, Poland, Ukraine feels like it's a good guess. Now, we do have regular rounded telephone poles, not incredibly helpful. We do have cornfields. I don't think this is the United States. I'm almost confident it's actually not the United States. In before Weird Russia. And it ends up being on the southern part of Hungary, over by Romania. With Simi being in first place. So, I mean, we got the latitude right. Actually, this is longitude? Yeah, this is longitude. So, not terrible, not great. We got some mountains. We have the sun to our south, so we are in the north. I immediately wanted to say Bhutan. Now, there is really big news, guys, and I hope you guys are excited for this. The country of Vietnam has been released on Street View. We can now access Vietnam. I think that's really fucking cool. I don't think we're in Bhutan, but I don't think this is going to be Colombia. We have Trekker View. We know we're in the northern hemisphere. It's just mountains like this, man. Could this be Kyrgyzstan? Or Mongolia? I have no reason to guess anywhere. And the sun's definitely in the south here. It's definitely in the south, so that just put us in the north. I don't think it's Mexico. I don't think it's the United States. I don't think it's Canada. Fuck it, we're going Canada. For no apparent reason. And it ends up being the Alps in Switzerland. Did not see that one coming. But yeah, we can now access Vietnam. Now, I don't think any of the rounds we're going to be playing will have Vietnam in them, as most of these maps haven't been updated yet. But there's always the possibility that they will be coming soon, so we do have to learn Vietnam. Now, part 2 of the brand spanking new news. By the way, I think we're in a Nordic, Baltic area, maybe even a weird Russia. The third tutorial for phone numbers is going up on the GeoPro community video today. You can find access to the Discord in the channel below, or you can search the Geoguessr Pro community. We did a tutorial on Turkish phone numbers. I hope you guys find some use to it. With Vietnam being the newest country to release, I feel like we should probably capitalize on the hype and figure out Vietnam's phone numbers and do a tutorial for that, and that might be coming out before the USA, mainly because of the hype of Vietnam and everyone trying to learn it all around the same time. So those are definitely some things you can look forward to in the coming days. I just hope we have a good guess here. And it does end up being Estonia. It just ends up being an island in Estonia. So actually a really good guess there. Not bad. Number 4 to 5, yellow divider line. Sun to our south. It probably is the United States. Although there's not much here to confirm it. it definitely feels more United States than Canada. And if I were to say the United States, I'd probably go Idaho, Washington, Oregon. It could be Northern California, but I honestly don't think it is. We do have these trees. It doesn't really feel more like the Northeast, because I feel like the Northeast has more hill to it. And definitely a different style of tree. Can it maybe be British Columbia? It's plausible. We don't have any road signs from what I can tell. And non-moving sucks, man. It really does. So we're literally hoping that the image you currently see is more than enough to give us a good guess. And it ends up being New York. Didn't see that one coming. Clearly. God. I hate this league. These are all farmlands, so I know a lot of countries do these farms on the sides of mountains, so that's not too helpful. We have the back of a black car with white divider lines with the sun to our north. Bolivia? Chile? Probably Chile, actually. We do have the white divider lines on the sides. But the back of the black car is definitely not helpful. I could see this maybe being southern Colombia, but the sun feels really far to our south, like to our north. So I feel like southern Bolivia, northern Chile is probably the play here. But we got nothing. We got no signs. Is that a black car or is that blue? I feel like it's black, and I feel like that does, in fact, mean Bolivia. Hopefully we break 10,000 points. That's the goal here. If this is the Philippines, it's going to be weird. But we are on the right-hand side of the road. At least it feels like we're on the right-hand side of the road. It ends up being Peru. So we actually just break 10,000 points. Just below 10,000. We suck. Simi's walking in first place with Alec in second, Radu C in third, Topotic in fourth, Nighty in fifth, Roland in sixth. So a lot of people we know, top six. And then we'll find ourselves eventually. Fighting Quakers in 30th. Yeah, we suck. Like, bad. Ben Leon's 57th, Wolf Trekker 59th. We're 70th. 70. 1078. There's only 82 people who play this. Guys, I can't do well in this league. I can't do it. Where do we end up? Our overall score is 33rd. We just suck at fucking a rural world, man. But we gotta lower the confidence to bring it back up at the stay-at-home league, you know? We do have an extra 20 seconds per round here, and hopefully that's more than enough time. And we're playing World Cities. This is a Wolf Trekker map. Which means we should be able to find some stuff. Now, that's the German flag followed by the French flag, which makes no sense to me. I feel like this is actually going to be Germany, and that says Berlin on it. So we're in Berlin. Now, we don't get Germany too often. We really don't. If we return to start, yeah, we need a street sign. We have Dresden, which makes sense if we're in Berlin, because Dresden's to our south. We have Treptow, and we're over by the airport. So the airport's also to our south. So where is the airport? Outside of Berlin. I don't really see it anywhere, to be honest. Maybe we are blind. This looks like an airport. So are we up here more? Because it looks like it's to our east. And that is definitely an airport. I don't know how close we're going to be. Out here more, maybe? Maybe. We didn't see any street signs. I don't know what this is, but I'm sure that's probably what most people are using to figure out exactly where they are. We just have to hope that we didn't fuck up, and we fucked up. We should have just kept it in the middle of fucking Berlin. Should have just kept it in the middle of fucking Berlin. I guess that's the imposing Neo-Resistance Town Hall. Kind of makes sense. 5 miles off ain't bad. Internet point. We have a phone number. And I think it's Italy. But I need to see license plates just to confirm. Really tough to see. Nope, it is Italy. So this is important. I guess we go to Rome because it makes sense to go to Rome. I don't know where else we could be. Obviously, it's Italy, right? They have a Domino's, which I feel like shouldn't exist in Italy. We have Trekker views. We don't have water, so it's not Vienna. Milano. So, Milan. Right? That makes sense. The Milano Hotel puts us in Milan. If we return to start, we need to find street signs. That's a crosswalk, not a street. This gate's got to be important, but I don't know its name. We are on the Corso San Gottardo. I feel like that could be it. But none of these make sense. Because it doesn't say via. Maybe over here more. And it does end up being a little bit further south. So that is the Arco di Porta Ticinesi, a neoclassical city gate. But not bad. We're getting the cities right. That's important. I think that's important. Looks like we have red on the license plate here, which would put us in Belgium. But I think that's the only one that has red. There's a lot of English. The sexy something. That says New York. Cafe Bistro, New York. I don't know. It's not the Italian style plates. It's not the Portuguese style plates. .ro, so it's Romania. I guess it's Bucharest. Now, it doesn't actually have to be Bucharest. It's just larger population, feels like a big city. Makes sense to guess kind of in that general area. And there's the National Museum of Literature of Romania. Which I feel like, again, museums are more likely to be in capitals. We do have a bunch of hotels. Can it actually tell us anything about the hotel? No, it says something about September something. The Grand, Dolce and Gabbana, we don't have to care about them. Blue Summer. It says Bucharest. Okay. So we are... I don't know. District 1. I guess that's the same as Sector 1? I hope it's the same as Sector 1. Over by... something. Doesn't look like this is the same thing as Sector 1. Which, that sucks. But again, we're still able to get these cities correct. We're just not able to get good scores on them. We have the Pope. Does that put us in Italy? Probably. Italian-style plates. So we're still in Italy. Oh, we're back in Italy. The fact that there's a Pope, I feel like needs to put us near the Vatican, which would put us in Rome. I feel like that's a good play there. At least it makes sense to me. A hotel would be great. A sign that just says Rome would be great. The Colosseum would be great. There's a lot of things I think that would ensure our placement in a certain city. The lack of water, again, gets rid of Vienna. It definitely feels like it's a larger city, although I'm not really seeing anything that's telling me it's Rome, so that might suck. It could be Florence. There's .it ending. That doesn't help us. No taxis, no trains, no buses, which is actually kind of shocking. I feel like the amount of public transport I'm used to seeing in European countries is surprisingly non-existent here. It ends up being Milan again. I did not see that one coming. I really didn't. So 2 in Milan. That's actually interesting. And that's probably where we end up losing a lot. It looks like Portugal because of the license plates. So let's go to Portugal. We have Porto, Lisbon, some other places. Does it really matter at this point? Probably not. Do we want to do well? Yes. Especially after yesterday. There's a .pt on the back of that truck. Although, I don't see Lisbon or Porto written on it. We are heading west because both of them should be near water. And if we can find water to our west, that does confirm it is one of those two cities. But we are kind of pulling at straws here. Because we really got nothing else. Does that put us more in the middle of the country? Or are we just really unlucky about not finding anything to our west? I feel like we could just be really unlucky. We do have it currently in Porto. Does that mean that's where we are? No. Is that a good guess? Probably. It does feel like we have some hills. Does this actually say Porto Lisbon on it? No. So we're looking for some fucking luck here. Here's hoping we're in Porto. And it looks like we're actually in Lisbon. So we played a guess and we failed. We should have actually gone south for that. The fact that we were going west and we didn't see anything, we should have moved it. But 22,360 isn't bad. 3 for 5 on cities, which isn't terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Simi's in first place, Wolf Trekkers in 5th, Bentley Aaron in 8th, Fighting Quakers in 12th, Rollins in 16th. God damn, everyone got like 24,000 points. Scribbles in 32nd. Holy shit, we suck. 51st. Tins in 54th. Who are we missing? Are we missing anybody? Doesn't look like it. Carl's in 79. God, man, we just missed clues in 2 cities. That's all it was. 2 cities is all it takes to screw up royally. But that is going to be where we call it. So thank you all so much for joining me on this wonderful Sunday for Tube Pro Leagues. If it is Mother's Day for you guys, I hope you have a good Mother's Day, even if you're not a mother. Call your mom if it's celebrated over there. I know it's not always celebrated at the same time year-round, worldwide. But right now it is Mother's Day in the United States, so to all of those mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. As far as I can tell, the last I checked, I was not a mother, so this day does not apply to me. But until next time, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and bye-bye.